You hear the scrabbling sound of claws on rock. The exit from the tunnel is blocked by a dark and looming shape, a Manticore. Huge, terrible. It stands between you and the light and howls in bloody rage. Looks a little bit like that. We shall use magic. You ready a spell? Spell. Dun 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 dun. What do we got? Boff could be good. I can't play Jig and make it dance. We could use Huff, but I don't have Galehorn. That is also Huff. We can do Dumb or Dop. I think either of those are particularly great. Dop, definitely not. Can I not cast Walk here? Are you kidding me? You won't just cast Foff again? You can cast Fog. Hang on, is there a... Oh. That doesn't cost me anything. I thought that was requires a focus kind of thing. There's just stamina. So the official description in the spellbook is it summons darkness that only you can see through. So if I cast this, presumably I can blind the Manticore and we can make our escape, or we'll make fighting it a lot easier. One of the two. You cast the spell, and a narrow rock wall seemed to gush with thick black smoke. The Sphin girl gasps as the Manticore disappears out of sight. You hear the creature blundering in the darkness a mere arm's length away. You've slowed it down. If you draw your sword now, you'll have an advantage, or you've gained yourself more time for further sorcery. I think we should... Firstly, hi, give me 5 health. Cool. And then I should probably... Well, we can always back out of a spell. You can always back out of a spell, so... What's good now? Different spells are available to me. I can cast... I don't have I didn't pick up a Giant's Tooth. There are a couple Giant's Teeth you can pick up in the game as well, which is a shame, because that would be a really easy way to solve this. Giant v Manticore. I mean, actually, the Manticore might actually win, but it would make my fight a lot easier. Hot is a fireball. I can cast a fireball at it. Meh. Mud? Did I pick up any sand? No. How did we not find any sand on our journey? Are you kidding me? Because mud would just like, hey, there's quicksand beneath you now, Manticore. Enjoy drowning in that. Gob is summon goblins. They're not going to be much use here. No, magic's not really going to help unless you picked up a Giant's Tooth. That's like probably the only magic that would really help there. But we must draw our sword. Yeah, it's still really powerful. It still has a lot of health. Oh god, it has a lot of health. You draw your sword and close on the beast. The eyes focus terribly on the terrible sting. Its breath through the magic darkness is like the sound of hell's fire. It has way more attack power than me. Actually, it has a little bit more attack power than me. I think it can do 10. If I'd picked up a better sword, that fight would be easier as well. Which also, I think, is probably like maybe your one advantage to killing Flanker early on. You can probably take his sword and it's almost certainly better than yours. I think his assassin scimitar is... I don't know how powerful a sword they would give you this early on into the game. I know there are like cutlasses in the late game that are +6, which are generally kind of like the best swords in the game. I don't know what scimitar would stack up as. It's... I don't know, is it going to lunge to begin with? Is it going to defend to begin with? It can't see me, so I don't know. I don't know where we begin. This is a fight I probably will have to redo it once or twice. Nope, it hits me way hard and slam. 4 damage gone. Ouch. The fearsome creature paces forward, teeth bared. You're determined you'll not die down here, but then take 4 damage because it stabs you big time. You're taken by surprise and wide open, knocking you painfully back. The Sphin girl screams out in alarm. I will cut it. Cut it deep for 2 damage. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't hit it as hard as it can hit me. That's not good. This creature snarls and snaps its jaws. You must finish this monster before it finishes you. Landing firm, you swing a mighty stroke against the monster. Just as the Manticore punches its tail down like a hammer stroke. As it rears, you push your sword up into its exposed belly. Curses you in an almost human tongue. Manticore shifts away and opens its enormous jaws, which look so human but contain an impossible number of teeth. Each one dripping with a mixture of saliva and blood. Defend! Damn it, I could have got away with like a light jab and done some damage there. The beast growls at you, and the walls shiver with its fury. The Sphin girl edges nearer as if thinking of scratching the creature with her claws. It's scared, she whispers to you. You might not believe me, but you scared it. I don't think it can hit hard now. Yeah. Bam. 2 damage. Cool. We're on even terms. In the almost total darkness of the cave, it's hard to read the monster's intention, but you can't wait forever. Dropping away, you chop a heavy swing at the vile beast, catching the Manticore a light blow. It is injured and angry. It still attacked, so its attack power still went down that time. So I still think I can get away with a few more light swings. My concern is that if it defends, it's going to gain attack power, but as long as it doesn't actually defend, it shouldn't theoretically have a lot of attack power to work with. Crap. I had more than I thought. The Manticore moves quickly and strikes so fast with its scorpion sting that you barely see it move. You only have a single breath to react. Your own attack is forgotten and as you try to regain your balance. You try to shrug away the pain. Let's swipe. How is it attacking so powerfully? It should have no attack power at this stage. The creature whips out its vicious tail. You almost drop your sword. If you had, it would have meant certain death. As it is, you're badly hurt. You parry the killing blow that quickly follows. Manticore chomps and grinds its teeth, and its expression an ugly frown barely visible in the murk. Defend! Oh, that would have been a good one to jab with. Warily, you move into defensive crouch. The Manticore rushes you at the last moment. You jump aside. For a moment, it's close enough to smell its warm, fetid breath. Cut! Good. It's a good cut. Still got the edge, though. The Manticore laughs at you, a human expression of twisted joy. You risk an attack back against the rock. You deliver a ferocious stab at the foul creature at the same moment the Manticore comes to you with its terrible sting. You cut into it like a butcher. The sting of its tail begins to leak a foul-smelling green ooze. The monster rears onto its back legs and opens its wings to fill the room. That's a defend. Oh, that shouldn't have been a defend, damn it. Warily, you move into defensive crouch. The Manticore keeps close to the floor in the gloom and rushes to knock you down. You're gasping for the breath. The creature's relentless assault, its sheer rage is almost too much for you to take. 5? 5. Oh, 5 was a good call. 3 damage. You spy an opening, and in a battle to the death, openings cannot be wasted. Standing firm, you swing a fearsome stroke against the monster just as the Manticore charges you. You catch it rearing up unexposed. You open a deep wound in its side. The Sphin Girl cheers. The creature stretches its wide jaws and roars. Crap, that shouldn't have been a defend. That should have been a light attack. You leap to one side. You give silent thanks for your concentration. 5 again, I guess, then. Cut. Yes. That's like -2. We have the lead. We have the advantage. It's good. Admittedly, we started with the advantage, I think. But yeah, we did. So I should really still have the advantage, but okay. You must kill this creature. Dropping your weight, you chop a hefty swing at the terrifying beast at the same moment the Manticore tries to skewer you with its claws. You sink your blade into the creature's flesh. It would have been really nice if I'd been allowed to cast Raz. Raz, if ever there was a use for consumables that make me do double damage in a fight, this was totally it. The creature crashes against one wall. Rocket just paws onto its back, but as it tries to shake itself, it stumbles. You can hardly dare to hope the foul beast is weakening. Defend. I don't know if I would have been able to counter that, actually. The Manticore roars. The ground itself seems to shake with its anger. Can we cut it hard? We can cut it a bit. Okay. You raise the Manticore and slip a light strike past its outstretched claws. Oh, good hit, good hit. +2. You deliver a mighty stab. You make the Manticore bleed in hot, vivid red splashes of blood. It screams and howls in a voice that is almost human. It is dying, slowly, furiously, but nonetheless it weakens. Go for the throat, the Sphin Girl cries out. No, I'm gonna... No, I could have beaten that. Okay. 4.6. 4.3! -2, cool. You try something, standing firm, you swing a heavy stroke against the vile monster. At the same moment as the Manticore punches its great sting onto you, it roars in fury. The Manticore rears back and beats its wings hard. Side swipe, yes! It's down! Woo! And dropping your weight, you chop a ferocious swing at the foul beast. Your sword blade seems almost to be possessed. It finds its way past the Manticore's sweeping claws through its thick hide and down into its ancient, cruel heart. For a moment, it howls loud enough to make the walls shake. Then everything falls very quiet. 13 stamina lost is apparently shameful, but against... I think I'm hoping that's just a generic thing and they don't tailor that to each individual fight, because I don't think there's a way to get through the Manticore, the final boss fight, without taking too much damage, because that's kind of a crazy fight. I mean, admittedly, I should have defended on that first move. That would have saved me 3 health. It would have only been 10 stamina lost. But nonetheless, yeah, it can hit you for 4 damage. You can, at your very most, hit it for 2 damage. It's kind of a lopsided fight. If you have a better sword, you could probably do better, but I didn't have a better sword. I didn't kill a man to take it. Oh well. Onwards. The only noise in the chamber... I'm not going to replay that one. It's a long fight, and I have a vague recollection we get our stamina back at the end of the game anyway. The only noise in the chamber is the hammering of your heart and the quiet breathing of the Sphin Girl. Thank you, the Sphin Girl murmurs, then tugging at your arm. This way? It leads you towards the light, a gap in the rocks to the pool of sunlight in the first cavern. Escape! You wave the torch, hoping to attract attention. All up myself. Hey, up there, I have her! A Sphin face appears over the lip of the chimney, casting a narrow shadow. A moment later it disappears, then something drops down. A rope with a basket on one end. The girl first, calls a voice from above. Proceus. Oh, I come up first, you call back, stepping into the basket. The rope doesn't move. The girl, they call. The girl comes first. Stay put. No, you call back quite calmly. Once I'm up, there's nothing to stop you rescuing her. If we're both to be rescued, you will have to rescue me first. A minute passes. Presumably the Sphinx are talking it through. The girl is looking at you with eyes wide with fear. Wait. You fold your arms and wait. You're right. This way, no one loses. The Sphinx reach the same conclusion eventually. Once it trickles through their thick skulls, the basket begins to move upwards. The Sphin Girl, her filmy eyes reflecting the terrible ordeal she has endured down here in the dark, watches every inch of your journey upwards, trying not to cry. When you reach the surface, the Sphinx haul you out bodily and toss you away to one side. Don't worry, Proceus calls down. It's your turn now. Wait. You sit, nursing your injuries, and wait as the Sphinx haul up the rope. When the girl emerges, her face is lit with a brilliant smile that every inch reflects the sunlight she has not seen for so long. Her father scoops her up and carries her on his neck, as she jabbers and tells them of your bravery in defeating the Manticore, and then how much of an asshole you were wouldn't just get out of the friggin' basket when time came to actually get out the cave. But hey, these guys don't like me very much. I feel like it's not necessarily unjustified to say, hey, bring me up first, because there really is nothing to stop you doing that. But, you know, also... girl with PTSD almost eaten by a monster over here. She probably should have gone first, all things considered. Alright, the Sphinx, hearing how close the beast came to hurting their daughter, realize how much they owe you. Grudgingly, they welcome you back to the village if you wish to go. We can just carry on, or we can go back to Torapani. We should, just to see what we can get out of it. Ta-da! See, you get your health back. You will take what you are offered. You nod. I will come. As you enter the village, it erupts into celebration. You are given a place to stay and recuperate from your long journey. A visit to the healing priest treats your wounds, and when you emerge, it is to find the village, before so somber and silent, now in full life. Flowers are tied to every rooftop, and bands of Sphinx are playing music on long, strangely shaped lyres. You find a quiet spot under a tree to watch the festivities, drowning your demons in glasses of thick blood wine brought to you by the children. These animals are crazy. That night you sleep heavily and rise the next morning to continue your journey. The chief meets you before you go. You are rude, he declares, but we Sphinx pay our debts. He presses 2 gifts into your hands. A pouch of 10 gold pieces, a fortune for a place like this, and a key. This opens the South City Gate of Kare, he tells you. I hope it is use. You perform the one last transaction before you go, exchanging your emerald for 12 more gold pieces with the chief. It is a much safer way to carry valuables, as you can stash them around your body, in your boots, and under your belt. Then it is time to leave. Sweet. You thought it was only worth 10. Cool, time to go. You take your leave, the path winds away from Torapani, and soon you're on a downward slope away from the Shamutanti hills through stepped rice fields. As you walk, you feel the peace and emptiness of the wasteland for the first time. Enough of these villages with their petty squabbles and nasty inns. There will be rich pickings in Kare, and beyond that, there is nothing but the true emptiness of the backlands. Walk on. A brief moment up on the hills above the path, you fancy you see a figure stealing its way along by some high and secret route. A figure all in black. But when you shade your eyes against the sun, whatever was there has disappeared. In the distance rises the wall of a great city. First true stonework you've seen since you left home. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Going down the path. Yay! There's literally no reason I had to drag it like that, but I wanted to do it. Your journey through the Shamutanti Hills is completed. Along the way, you have gained the friendships of Vic, an influential man in the city. I mean, we didn't actually meet him, we just learned his name. But, actually, I can confirm that Vic is also an important character in the story, and kind of, like, the game's default setting now being, you are friends with this guy. that seems like that'd be pretty useful. And Flanker the Assassin. He is useful, I will say that much. And I've been given the key to the gates of Kare. You collect a large number of magical artifacts, a lump of beeswax, a vial of glue, nose plugs, 4 pebbles, a blimberry potion, and a bamboo pipe. Of all of those, the nose plugs and the bamboo pipe are probably the most useful. Vial of glue is powerful but consumable. Likewise, the beeswax. Pebbles are not powerful and consumable, but I have 4 of them. The blimberry potion is consumable, and yeah, I will get a crazy ton of them before we're done with all this, I think. You're still armed only with your original sword and have no rations and 32 gold pieces in a spellbook. 32 gold pieces is good. 32 gold pieces is 8 gold pieces away from getting the thing that I want to buy in Kare. The fact that it has to mention your spellbook tells you that yes, you can lose your spellbook. The adventure continues in Sorcery 2, Kare, City Port of Traps. And I can save a spell to the cloud, which I guess I'm now going to have to censor out, because the game's now going to go, here's your save game, and anybody on the internet can now presumably use my save game, if they know that. And I don't want them to do that. So I'm going to put like a big black... I'm not even going to risk pixelating, I'm just going to put a big black bar over the whole friggin' spell name, just so that you guys don't get my friggin' save. And also I should probably, like, screenshot that, right? So I don't forget what that is. Sweet. Continue! Passwords, yo! That's an old school way of doing things.